Mazin Saga licks tits, and if you got a problem with me saying that,
suck on this!
It's 1993. Anime is not a thing in the West yet, but guess what? We got one of the manliest anime games to ever anime. Mazin Saga, a spin-off to Mazinger. It's a manga, it's a show. I cannot pronounce it correctly because it's not something I really watched, but it has been around for a while. Safe to say it's popular. You know what animes I do know? Devilman and Cutie Honey. They both fucking rock, and guess what? This series is by the same artist, Go Nagai, spinning off his own creation in a darker, more mature direction that better lines up with his previous work. These cover arts are amazing, by the way, but 90% have massive anime tits, so I can't show you them here. The game is a bit detached from the manga. University student Koji Kabuto finds a random helmet, fuses with it, fights bio-monsters like it's Guyver. Have you seen Guyver? Just imagine that, but also on Mars, and also with giant robots. I'll spare you from any further details since the game is completely separate from that storyline. This version taking place on Earth in the far-off year of 1999, whereas the manga starts off with the main character destroying Earth. Again, he wrote Devilman. In this version, however, you are stopping an invasion from Mars, as opposed to the entire story taking place on a Martian colony. God Kaiser Hell, who I will refer to as Super King, has unleashed a bio-attack all across the planet, leading to a globe-trotting adventure across 7 levels. The box says 7. That is a lie, it's actually 5. A boss rush followed by another boss. This sounds very short, which it is, but the game's brutal difficulty spike, combined with sections you'll need to learn and memorize, make me question why this even needed a hard mode. I've seen attempts at no-death runs, mostly spliced, and if anyone says they did it without taking damage...
It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication. It never happened.
Enemies come in many flavors. Punchy guy, bigger punchy guy, guy with sword, guy with claws, spinny bitches, racial stereotypes, bugs, bugs with guns, spinny bug bitches, and the worst enemy of all, yourself. And they all practice the fine art of gang jumping. And maybe you're great at beat-em-ups, and maybe it's a genre I personally suck at. Regardless, if you try to play it that way, attempting to fight from the outside, you will lose. If you stop moving, you will lose. If you don't pay attention, you will lose. If the game doesn't like you, you will lose. And this game absolutely hates you. It says horrific things behind your back, and this is something we cannot tolerate. And so we hit the mean streets of Tokyo to face off against Garararar. C button to jump, B button to attack, and the A button is not for pressing because it does a bullshit special move that drops your health. Don't be fooled, there's a lot you can do. You can combo and the sprite animations are smooth and effective. You can charge in, Metroid spin, hit them with Chun-Li Thunder Thighs, and finish it off with a downward dick thrust. And that's just mode A. This game likes feet, but I've seen worse excuses for a mini-boss, so I'm not complaining. We head into the parking garage, and the rolling bug starts showing up. Learn to jump kick. And now we're throwing hands up on the rooftop. You may need a second to figure out timing, but we're still on the easy stage, so it's okay if you want to get some practice in. Kaiju fight. Do you like big monsters? Perfect, you are one now. And the larger sprites do an amazing job making it feel more authentic. Every boss battle goes this way, with you gaining new directional-based power swings and the A button now allowing you to block. The first 1v1 is a great intro, and shows you how much promise this game has. Unfortunately, they will devolve into the worst matches you've seen outside of an online lobby. Trapping our opponent in the corner, we refuse to let up, and he goes down faster than a chubby girl after receiving a compliment, so we move on to India and our next matchup with Slughead. This level is cool, also frozen. Thankfully these young lads brought their flamethrowers along, allowing us to quickly warm up. Bug Gunner I'm less warm on. Take them out quickly unless you want a painful experience being sniped from behind. And the Motor Boys, they can be dealt with using the Scrooge McDuck bounce. However, these slime guys who look like a discount putty patrol are a major headache. Just spam them with jumping attacks. The mini-boss is easy as you allow it to be. Just walk away, jump, attack, repeat. Done. And we are ready to face Slughead, who resembles a xenomorph, but with a massive, hard as steel, low swinging flail. Just keep some distance to avoid taking one to the face while dodging his hot loads, and you can land that counterattack. Every boss has a pattern you must exploit, and once you find that hole, you pound it hard until they're passed out on their back. And now we jet over to Europe, where you can see the remains of the Eiffel Tower sitting several meters away from the Parthenon. And to the right of that, another Eiffel Tower. Time to run. This is genuinely my favorite part and I wish it lasted more than a minute. The music gets me pumped, it's simple and aggressive, and I'm tempted to stop recording to go play some drums. Also, is that a fucking RPG castle in the background? Boss fight. Dino Beast will essentially be the last fair 1v1 of the game, allowing you a little room to do your own thing while you play a distancing game. You technically can attack faster than him, sneaking in strikes while luring him back, but with reeds, you're best kiting to set up a counter. Welcome to New York, a disease-ridden hellhole, with roving gangs, insect infestations, and filth everywhere you look, and the video game version isn't that great either. This part sucks, and I waited till now to mention hitboxes. They are broken. The enemies can hit you when they are clearly not in position, but you cannot hit them unless you are pixel perfect. Bust a claw. This is where the cheesing begins. If you fight fair, you will not win. Lure him back until he swings low, then jump in for the counter. Do this roughly 50 times, and you will win. Congratulations. Over to Egypt in our battle with Mazin. I don't feel comfortable calling him that, so we will refer to him as Steve. Steve is a dick with a stupid name. This level has ladies with thick thighs, so I'm happy, but they keep hitting me, which just makes me like them more. More feet, and this is the third time. They are not escaping the allegations. It's time to face Steve, and this one is complete bullshit. Steve is that guy who goes into casual online matches only to sit in the corner waiting for counter setups like a prick because he only knows one fucking combo. Similar strategy as the last boss, except this one is far less willing to work with you. Jump in, smack his feet, block, repeat. Time for a Mega Man style boss rush, but not as fun. Just play the new verse same as the first, and you should get through this with minimum frustration. Nothing of note here other than the sweet pellet swaps that almost make this feel like a real fighting game.
And Super King, the best one.
Super God King Giga Chad Helllord goes hard, and only needs a few hits to take you out, with his chip damage doing as much as a real hit. Not fun. Same strategy as the last time, with those counter jump-ins and toe stabs, and if you were to save Scum, I couldn't be mad at you for just wanting it to be over. The ending rolling in, we have to ask, is it really worth playing today? And despite my negative feelings on the boss fights, I would say yes, at least once. All of the bad rests in those late stage battles, and if we're being honest, they become superfluous after the 5th. You could very easily do a run through this game yourself, enjoy the first 5 stages, and if you lose, who cares? You essentially saw everything. The biggest frustration you'd have only exists in a pre-internet world where you'd have to wonder what else there is. But you already know, there's nothing. It's a no-pressure game regardless of the high difficulty, because who the fuck cares if you finish it? Go have fun. That is gonna be it for this one. Lunar Eternal Blue Part 2 is on the way, the footage is shot, but an hour-long video takes a long while to put together. So knock this one out as another 24-hour plus challenge. The games are much shorter and we can go unscripted. We've also got that next animation on the way, much longer than the last two. However, I've got a shit ton of art comms currently, so the next video could be completely random. It may even be Ghost Sweeper based on the anime featured in this intro, but we will have to wait and see. And I will catch you in the next one.